We'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
I went to Dewsbury winter before last, in the height of the energy prices going up, and spoke to an 84-year-old woman, worked all her life, obviously now a pensioner, and she told me that she doesn't get out of bed till midday because she didn't want to turn the heating on.
Yeah, it's awful.
And then when she did get out of bed, she had this sort of thermal jacket that she just wore all day long, so she didn't have to put the heating up very high. That's awful.
Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Yeah, he's a fucking art. Hello, boys and girls. It's good to be back. It's been a couple of weeks. Lots have gone on. The Olympics are now finished. I haven't really looked. I've just totally switched off. Do you know, I even got conned into that poor woman, that boxer, right? Even I posted a couple of pictures about him, her, and then someone said, Gary, you need to do your research, and I hadn't. And yes, it is, and she is a woman. That's disgraceful. And at the time, she'd actually, in the world ranking, she'd actually lost 5 matches against other women, right? So, the one that fucking knelt on the floor and said this isn't fair was the fucking bitch, right? Because she just gave up. There's 5 other women that had beaten her before, and then she got gold. Good for her. So yeah, I got conned into that one. Oh, pretty shamed about that one. Also, we're gonna, in this week's show, we're gonna have a look at that fucking idiot, because I don't get it. No, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to talk about him and what's going on with them. Also, what I'm looking at is, what is far right? Because I'm now deemed far right when, and I bring this out every now and then, my skins hate the NF from the 80s, which I used to wear. When did I stop being centre, or centre left, whatever, to being a far right fucking racist? Which I'm not. And most of my mates are now going, what the hell happened? So we're going to have a look at Sturmer, and we're going to actually have a quick look at what is a hate speech. Because I told you in the last one I did a 10-minute segment, and a mate of mine said you can't shout because that's a hate speech. So I'm going to have a look at Sturmer and see if his was a hate speech. Cue the titles, Leslie! Look at Sturmer's what is it, his speech about all these riots, and I'm a bit puzzled actually that he would come out and I'm not even going to show him, he just annoys me terribly, but he comes out and he talks about all these riots up and down the country. Personally, if it was me, and like the King of England, if it was me, cue Leslie. Please, we need calm on the streets of the UK. We understand your frustration. We understand the food bank problem. We understand the heat and hey, Leslie, they understand the heat and fuel tax. We understand as a people you're frustrated. I'm mainly up as we go along. I just put glasses on. I've not even scripted it. Back on. We understand you see all the images and the footage of all these young men coming over across the English Channel. We are determined to stamp this out. We will get the Navy out. We will stamp this out. And we are going to send every one of these illegal immigrants back to where they came from. No, instead he said, we want to fucking arrest the lawyer. He did. And he did get him arrested. And rightly so, these rioters. Bunch of fucking idiots. I've never understood rioters, Leslie. So in their own community, we're protesting about another community, which they were, because it wasn't in their community. So let's fucking smash up our own community. What the hell, Les? Bunch of bloody knuckle dragon tosspots who should be in prison. But there's a point here. So what about all these riots in Leeds? So this is where I was going to come in and go, no one was arrested and rah, rah, rah. They actually have arrested 27 people in connection with them Leeds riots where they took away them kids. So they are doing something. I'm looking at the media now. This is where I should have gone in the first place. I'm looking at the media. The media, depending who you are, GB News, I've just been looking at them. Are sort of like one law for one set of police and one law for another set of Muslims. Oh, these Christians with all these flags going out. Let's arrest them. They're all far-right fascists. That's what they're saying in the media. Excuse me. No nuts. They're on the floor. No, not my nuts. My bloody peanuts. Fuck's sake, you naughty lot. So... the Leeds one is an ongoing investigation. Oh God, I need I'm a bit horsey this morning. So the media are flaring this up. But Sturmer in his speech said they're now arresting people, right, for doing the online hate. And now they're bringing in a law that if you go, oh, that was a bit funny, and you retweet it and they see it, they'll arrest you. All right, so be very, very careful. You think something's funny and it's not. Bit like me with that lady with who's not a man, she is a lady. In some respect, you know, we need to do more research, eh? The media are fooling this up. I'm now getting onto it. I am considered far right because I have the Union flag. Hey, Steve. I've got a dual passport. One of my mates go, 1 minute you're fucking English and the next minute you're New Zealand. I've got a dual bloody passport. I'll do as I please, thank you ever so much. Hey, Leslie. Yeah. So, basically, I'm considered far right now when I'm centre. Now, what is centre? To me, centre is, well, I like some of the ideas Labour are coming up with. They're really pretty cool, eh? And then there's all of a sudden, oh, there's some of them Conservative ideas. They're good. Not so many, but they are. I mean, in the 80s, I made a shitload of bloody money being an entrepreneur under the Conservative. And then I suddenly went, hang on, they're selling off all our assets. You knew where it was going. Prices going up, everything went up. Then we had a big crash at the end of the 80s, didn't we, through her? And then they fucking booed her out. We knew it all went wrong. I'm centre, but they're now gone, oh, look, he's flying a flag. He's pro-British. He's talking about what? Wanting all these illegal immigrants out of the country? Bloody fascist far-right idiot. Stick a Nazi thing on his head and let's have done with him. Get rid of him. Do you know what that is? They're labelling you again. So what they'd like to do is shut you down, don't they? They use, for me, they call me a conspiracy theorist. I'm not, I just want the truth. Don't give me a fucking bunch of lies. Fed them to me and then say I'm expected to believe them when I've got a fucking brain. I know they're not right. He's just a conspiracy theorist. I've got the t-shirt. I need new, what is it? I need some new conspiracy theories because all the other ones came true and it's bloody true. So the racist one, oh, he's just racist. Well, anyone that knows me know I'm not racist at all. But I shut him down, racist. And now again, this new one. It is a new one, isn't it, Les? Bloody right wing. I ain't fucking right wing, I'm centre. I just go for whatever seems right. And it doesn't matter where I'm in the UK, New Zealand, where I am at the moment. I voted Labour once. What a fucking big mistake that was from that bloody bitch. She is. She's left us in a right fucking mess. Now we've got the new guy trying to unravel everything and going, here's an extra $12 a week tax rebate. Woohoo! Well done, Gareth. Fuck off. $12 after the thousands and thousands and thousands the previous government and this government's taken off of us. So I like to find the bits in everything. And I quite like the Reform Party. But they're just a bunch of weak fucking bloody Tories. When they had that celebration, the press called the Tommy Robinson rally. What a fucking load of nonsense. It was celebrating everything that was British. And if you saw the end of that video where that nice guy made that thing about everything that's British, that's British. That's not fucking far right, because now all of a sudden you're saying Sikhs and everybody else, people from Jamaica, they're all far right. Fucking load of rubbish, eh? Absolute nonsense, Les. Absolute fucking nonsense. It's this media. So while Sturmer's getting everyone arrested for doing stuff online, why don't he start fucking having a look at all these people in the press that incite violence? They incite it. Because they go for the real far-right fucking knuckle-dragon tosspots. Right, 27 arrested. That's actually quite encouraging, right? I hope they get all of them. I hope they got that fucking guy that lit that bus and then the other guy that fucking flied that fucking Islamic flag. But then again, I've just had a thought. Why, when they say these guys, anyone that incites a form of violence or hate speech. What about when all them returning fucking troops from the Middle East came back in them body bags? And all, I showed it the other week, didn't I? And all these Muslims going, we hate the fucking British. In Britain! While all these dead soldiers were coming down the streets and their parents were mourning them. And they're all going, you fucking hate you. Why weren't they all fucking scooped up then? There does seem to be one law it's minor, but there's even one out there where there's this guy preaching the Quran in London really loudly and really, and then a lady came and said, I find that offensive. And the police officer stood there and said, he has the right, it's free speech. Then they cut you through another clip where there's he was a black fella, bless him, and he was just preaching the Bible. And they arrested him. 2 fucking policemen came along and arrested him and said, you can't do that. He said, I'm only preaching the Bible. He wasn't even saying it out loud. So there does seem to be a discord, and I think that's what media are picking up on. And I also think that's also what the general public are picking up on. Because let's face it, when you get the lower classes, and I hate that word classes, but when you get the out of work generations of families that have no work, some since the late 80s, don't forget, and Maggie shut down all them mines and everything. There's so much she fucked up, and it's never ever recovered. So can you imagine them seeing social media and going, Muslim gets a house, Muslims got heating, what the fuck? You are gonna get annoyed, eh? Because you feel you're the forgotten Britain, and it ain't just white people, it's from every part of the world that lives in that country, are forgotten by a lot of people. Sturmer should be going out there and taxing the fuck out of the billionaires, and he's not. He is a conservative, no two ways about it. I'm gonna have to finish now, Leslie. I am. I could just run on and on and on. 400 arrests, swift, good. 27's arrests, that bus, they should be put in the same fucking little island, eh? And just, I detest rioting, because all they do is riot and disturb their own area. Even the poor Muslims, right? You imagine rioting against Muslims and you've got ordinary Muslim families. Imagine round here, I put it in context. Predominantly Chinese round here, there's a few of us here and there, but mainly Chinese. What if all of a sudden this Chinese state was a state and there's a few English people hanging around and they don't like them and they're rioting outside my house? I would be shit scared, not for me, but I'd be shit scared for my grandchildren and my children and my wife. And it's exactly the same for the ordinary Muslims, and there are lots of ordinary Muslims out there. Remember the Second World War with America, when they went to war with bloody Japan? Yeah, what they did, they interned the whole of the Japanese community in America into fucking camps. And some of them have been there generations, born there. Some of their bloody kids were fucking fighting for them. But they just scooped the whole lot up. That's scary stuff. That's scary stuff. Sturmer needs to pull his fucking neck in and then just saying anybody, literally anybody, not just these white supposed supremacists or these, what is it, right-wing fascists he call them. What are we going on to, Leslie? Oh, food for thought. I've not got a lot this week. This is one of them. Food for thought.
It's my bar of chocolates, give it to me now. Here we go again.
Oh, we've got some lovely chips. Potato chips, look. Who made? Or are they? No, not. Food for thought, shut up. I took the grandchildren out yesterday. Now, we don't normally treat them, but I do say I hate McDonald's, but they're like so many others, McDonald's, KFC, but I didn't think they had it that much because I thought I taught my daughter better because she didn't grow up with it, and she did have the choice and she didn't, and my son's a vegetarian, he literally does not go near that stuff. But I said, what do you want? We'll have a takeaway. Thinking a nice Indian. And they went, KFC. No, not today. What do you mean not today, not KFC? We're going to have McDonald's. All right, McDonald's. All right. You sure you want McDonald's? And they went, yep, we want McDonald's. They get very vocal now. They're 5 years old, bless him. So we went in there. I said, what do you want? I thought we were going to have a big greasy burger. chicken nuggets. They knew the menu. This is what really annoyed me. They knew the menu. And I said, what drink do you want? We'll have water. Well done. No, this is all true story yesterday. So they had chicken nuggets, French fries, and a bottle of water. That's all they wanted. They left most of the chips, had the French fries, and then we came to the mayonnaise, which they didn't like. All right, their mayonnaise in their little sachet. Tracy said, I'll chuck that. I went, no, I'll have that. And then she gave me the, oh God, here we go. He's going to bloody talk about it. So here we are. Its ingredients are soya bean oil. Hang on, Liz. Isn't mayonnaise predominantly made from eggs? How do you make soybean oil? Here's a short clip I'll put together for you. Oh, Liz, I need a drink now. Oh, that's disgusting. That's true. It's toxic shit. Now, I actually looked on online, said, is soybean oil good for you? Oh, it's full of polyunsaturated fats and it's really off. Do you know, it's a fucking, just that video says it all, doesn't it? It's a, oh, I don't need my glasses. Oh, yes, I do. So basically, it's soybean oil, water, there we go, egg yolks. So that's not even the top. Distilled vinegar contains, it comes Windy Pops, burp, and it contains 2% or less salt, sugar, mustard flour, lemon juice, concentrated calcium, and oh God, I'm feeling sick. And then underneath in big letters it says, contains eggs. What a lot of shit. Soy, it's just mayonnaise, eggs, with a little bit of oil or something. Now, I'm going on to another one. My daughter's doing her fasting, and I've been helping her a little bit with it. And I did notice she had a packet of these Opti Slims. And I thought, Opti Slim. And it's in a section in our supermarket that's the healthy section. So bear with me, because I've got to bring them back up on my screen as well so I can talk about them. So instructions: replace each meal with 160-gram bar 3 times a day, or 1 serving of Optimism VLCD bar can be replaced with 1 serving of any product of, oh God, it goes on a lot of fucking shit. Important. This product should not be used by pregnant, nursing and lactating women, or by infants, children, adolescents, except when medically indicated. Do you, right, I'm going to show you ingredients in a minute. Before we go any further, do you think this is a good replacement for healthy food? Fuck no. Have a look at the ingredients. I've got to flick through my screen to the ingredients as well. I mean, look at it. It's just absolutely bananas. What the fuck? I mean, I'm not even going to count how many bloody different ingredients are in there. I just, chromium, what? Chromium? Fucking Jesus. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I'm going to flick. Look at that. Then there's all the different things that's in your serving. I mean, I'm sure if you fucking brought out plastic, the ingredient, look at that. Opti Slim. Look at the bar. I mean, isn't that yummy? Nutritionally complete. Fucking load of rubbish. See, it's back to false advertising, isn't it? That is not nutritionally complete. A fucking egg isn't a completionally treat, and with a fucking apple or something. That is high protein load of bollocks. High calcium, 25 vitamins and minerals. I'm surprised they ain't got a lot more. I mean, Jesus, man. They're allowed to fucking sell this shit to you, and that's seriously bad. I mean, thank you for your purchase. for ongoing support. Fuck off, who the fucking hell wants to support him? That's a shit business wrapped in a fucking silver foil. I'm saying it again. Every other person in the UK is getting fucking cancer. In New Zealand, it's just come out. I'm here in New Zealand. And it's just come out that 76 people a day in New Zealand are diagnosed with cancer. That's without the existing one. So think every day another 76 times 350, 60 odd days a year, sorry. I mean, it's ridiculous. And do you know, it's the Cancer Society again going, you're going to get cancer. Fucking Jesus, man. And they're not saying, don't eat this shit. Don't eat that shit. Eat sensibly. Real food. Preferably food that isn't been sprayed or kept in a container for 6 months in a gas fucking shithole. No, they're just saying, hey, you're going to get cancer, but don't worry. We might be able to keep you on drugs for the rest of your life. Don't eat that shit. Always, always, always read the labels. And if they tell you it's good for you and it's got a long list of ingredients, don't fucking eat it. Whew. I know what's in this. It's cider. 50% reduced sugar. See? I'm not saying we don't have a treat. That's not even a treat. That's shit. That's absolute shit. I'm having one of my homemade crinkle cut sour cream chips. I fucking bought them. Look, I do every now and then treat myself. I don't fucking have that shit. There's about 8 ingredients in these ones. These are quite healthy for unhealthy shit. And this as well. Now, Les, what we doing now? While I'm spraying everywhere. Oh yeah, film review. We've got a good film review this week. A couple of doozies. Reel it out, Leslie.
Holy, here we go again, Ben.
First one is Anthony Hopkins, getting on a bit now, eh, Les? But you know, he's still a good actor. And this one is called One Life. Let's just quickly reel out a couple of seconds of the trailer.
30 seconds to on air.
Okay, and you are just here.
Good night, said Father Bear.
Now, an extraordinary story about a young man who many years ago visited Prague. What he found there were thousands of refugees at the mercy of Hitler's imminent invasion.
Honestly, I think for me it's the best film of the year so far. It's like on that docu series. It flashes back between, you know, beginning of the Second World War and like in the 1980s. The Esther Rantzen bit, it doesn't look like her at all, does it? But I tell you what, I gave it a 10 out of 10 in my film review on Facebook. It was just absolutely brilliant. You know, over 600 kids he saved from that fucking nut job. Now, the other one, I'll just quickly run the intro to this as well. This is called, it's a real naff. I nearly didn't bother watching it because it was a real naff title. Young Woman in the Sea.
How far is it across?
It's 21 miles across.
Currents changing every few hours. Freezing water. The hardest test in all of sport.
Do you think I could do it? Do you think I can?
Again, based on a true story, not too Hollywoody, at all. I gave it, I think it was a 9 out of 10, didn't I, Les, when we sat there together and watched it? Hey, don't judge. We're just friends. It was actually put together quite well. It's quite interesting how ladies in the 1920s were suppressed by the guys, of course. The Olympics, they didn't want them to actually win anything, even though they let them go and they paid for them to go. It's actually really quite interesting how she became the first woman to cross the English Channel, American, and the main star in it, or the main actress in it, was in the first remake of the Star Wars movies. She's alright, she's not the best, but she's alright, got a smile. That'll do. So that's it, realistically, this week. Have a look at them two. I think they're both on Disney. I don't know. There just doesn't seem to be that much in a way of good films around, especially the Hollywood bullshit. But these are really, really, really good, well-made films. So that's it this week. Leslie, anything that we need to discuss? No, because we were going to do what's left, right, and all that other stuff. And when I did my research, I just think a lot of the media blow up about this stuff. We've got to be really careful. I think we're really in dark times when it comes to the media. And then I look sometimes on Facebook, I look at reels, and then before you know it, I said this before, 10 minutes has gone by and I've got a load of crap. And what I do, I thought, well, that would be a good one for the newsreel, and then I send it to myself so I can look later on, and then I don't. And it's only on the day that I actually really have a look at what's actually going on. And I think I only watched a little bit of it, but King Charles sort of was the best one that came out of this by asking for calm and stuff. You know, you can't have a prime minister targeting particular people. You gotta be a little bit more diplomatic. Is that the word? And he's clearly not listen to the people. I even had my friends on Facebook slag me off because I go, oh, boring Gary, because I put some jokes on about Sturmer, especially the heating. I have to mention, I got a friend Karen, she runs a theatre in my hometown, and she has a heating day where all the locals who can't afford heating actually go into the theatre and they can sit in the warm all day, and that cunt's just fucking took it away. I even had a mate, he's a mate, but a mate of mine slagged me off on Facebook saying, oh, this all started with the Conservatives and you can't blame Labour. I can 100% blame Labour for fucking getting rid of that heating thing, the 500 quid, which I actually played at the beginning, because it is a fucking joke, isn't it? He's a fucking joke. He's backtracking on everything. I don't think he'll get in at the next election. I think there's going to be more riots. I don't want more riots, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to incite any. I think there's going to be a lot more upheaval. At least when the Tories are in, you just fucking laughed your head off because there's something new every day, eh? There was literally something new every fucking day, and it just became like chip paper. It's yesterday's news. But this guy's just going to, I think he's just not going to be a very good diplomatic Prime Minister at all. No, that's it. I hope you have a good week. Take care of yourselves. Don't be a bigot. Don't go out rioting and then smashing up your own shops, because that's just stupid, isn't it? It really is stupid. The chance are the people who did all the rioting actually knew the fucking guy that owned the shop the day before. They'd been, hello Alfred, how you getting on? Yeah, I'm good. I'm coming back tomorrow. I'm going to smash your shop up. Oh God. Bloody mindless idiots, eh? Don't riot. It doesn't do anyone any favours whatsoever. So have a good week, folks, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'll have another cider. Come on, Les, let's go. Don't judge.
I went to Dewsbury winter before last, in the height of the energy price is going up, and spoke to an 84-year-old woman, worked all her life, obviously now a pensioner, and she told me that she doesn't get out of bed till midday because she didn't want to turn the heating on.
Yeah, it's awful.
And then when she did get out of bed, she had this sort of thermal jacket that she just wore all day long, so she didn't have to put the heating up very high. That's an awful position to put a pensioner in.
Yeah.
And there are just too many of those stories. Another pensioner, it was actually, we had a group of them in Dewsbury, was describing to me going around the supermarket and picking something up and looking at the price and then putting it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
And now you could say, okay, that's not the biggest thing in the world.
Well, it is,
but actually it is, when you
Yeah.
just feel, after having worked all your life, I can't just have, lead.
Millions of pensioners will face higher energy bills from October. This comes after Labour's decision to scrap universal winter fuel payments this year.
However, while pensioners face an increase of about 15%, everyone else is going to see their energy bills fall under the price cap. Bye. Bye.